Okay, Oliver, today BG had some bad news for investors today. What did they say?
So it's a profit warning from BG. The shares are down about 14% at the moment, so it's a pretty big fall for a company of that size. What they've said is that there are two problems causing them problems at the moment. The first is in Egypt, where the agreement they have with the government, traditionally they share half and half of the gas that's produced, and BG would want to export half of it. Actually, the government decides that it needs all of the gas that's being produced under these agreements, so BG isn't able to export any at the moment. So that's one big dent in its production. The other comes from the States, where because of lower gas prices in the States, it's no longer economic to keep some of the production facilities going. So that's cut back production as well. The result is that earnings are not going to be what people expected them to be, and hence the share price fall.
And quite a fall it was. So what does this say for the long-term outlook for BG and its plans?
Well, if you're a fan of BG, it doesn't say very much about the long-term outlook. People don't tend to own BG for its exposure to Egypt or for its exposure to the US. They're both areas of current production, but the future for BG is all about Brazil and Australia, where they have quite big, exciting long-term projects, particularly the Brazilian offshore fields that they've got that are operated by Petronas. That's where a lot of the excitement in the future production is from. And if you're a fan of BG and this long-term growth, you might say, well, actually, yes, things aren't great in Egypt, but that's hardly BG's fault, and actually I really like the long-term prospects, so I'm not too worried.
Okay. There's always been, as long as I can remember, a healthy premium on BG's shares in terms of valuation relative to the other two much bigger oil companies, BP and Shell. What do you think about the outlook for that premium?
Well, the premium is still there really after today's share price fall because there's downgrades as well. Again, the growth is there if you like it, but I think there's a real kind of management credibility issue here. This is about the fourth time in 18 months that the company has cut its production forecasts, and there will come a stage where people will ask serious questions about how they can rely on production forecasts made by the company. So you might start to see that premium erode. Traditionally, the company was also seen as a potential takeover target, and that's been a reason given for the premium. But again, given the near-term issues, I wonder if anyone would really want to take that on.
Okay, so investors have a lot to think about on BG right now.